is.
I'm Hood.
I'm the boy.
He's the boy. And we're back. We're both coming off of a vacation, which you're about to learn in short time here. It's the operative word.
Yeah.
So where'd you go? Let's start with the good news.
I went to Otakon this past weekend. I was up in DC, or I guess down in DC. I was around in DC. I was in DC. Is a anime slash comic slash video game slash all that nerd type convention. I did some cosplay. I dressed up as some people. And it was cool. Went with some friends, saw some stuff, did a bunch of dancing. It was neat. And that's really it, you know. No, nothing really outside of that. I just Otakon, it was a good time.
Fair enough. He sent pictures, and my man pulled up in like a 3-piece suit.
I wasn't a three-piece.
You and we'll say Delroy. I saw Delroy's joint, and I was like, because I've never seen him dressed up before.
Right.
I was like, okay, all right,
He
bro.
cleans up nice.
I was low key upset I wasn't there because you know I can get suited and booted.
I'm aware.
When I
I'm
want
aware.
to, bro. I had a whole vacation fit. Oh man, listen. He doesn't know what happened.
No,
So,
I'm in the dark as everybody else.
all right, so I'm gonna tell the story quickly so we don't take 45 minutes doing this. This is what happened. Here's what was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to go to South Carolina for an extended weekend.
Mhm.
It's become sort of like a yearly tradition. At this point, like bi-yearly, but more or less we go there at least once every 2 years for our own reasons. And so this year we were like, yeah, we didn't get to go last year. I think like money and timing got in the way and
Yeah.
schedules. So we were like, yeah, we gotta revive it this year. And most of the group wasn't able to go for other reasons, so it came down to 4 of us. I'm not gonna tell you the 4, but my wife was one of them. That's important to the story. So we're all set to go. Got a rental car. Everything's cool. I start getting stomach issues,
No.
bro. Yeah, like, and the reason we act like that is because every now and again that rears its ugly head, and I'm down for like 4 days. It happened right before the cruise. And so I'm like, this is awful timing. But I wasn't like panicking because of what happened the last time. I'm like, it cleared itself up. The day of the trip comes, I'm still having the issues, and I'm debating staying behind because I actually had spoke to a mutual friend, and I was like, if I got to send them ahead, can we trade cars? I borrow your truck, and I go down there. And she was like, yeah, sure. I said, okay, cool. So we go to get our car, and I'm not gonna say the company we rented from because some bad stuff happened, and I don't want to disparage anybody, even though they should be disparaged. So we go there. There's some extra fees because there are always some extra fees, and I don't have experience renting cars, so I didn't know there were extra fees. I know now there are always extra fees. So we all had to kick out like an extra 100 that we weren't planning on spending. So the first problem we had to overcome was finding out where this extra 100 is coming from per person. You know,
Yikes.
that was the easiest problem to manage. The second problem we had to deal with is the fact that they need a physical card. You can't tap there. Now my wallet was taken recently, so I don't have my stuff. My wife insists on having her stuff digital. Now she does have a copy of her physical card, but that was in my wallet, so that's gone. The other 2 parties don't have physical cards for their own reasons. Don't know what they are. So we're scrambling, trying to figure out what we're going to do. We go to her bank, see if they'll issue a temp card. Apparently they don't do that anymore. It's a security risk.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't issue a whole new one right on the spot. You need several business days. So I guess, there's that. So we call them up, hey, do you take cash? We're at the bank. We'll give you cash. No, they don't take cash. I don't know why they don't take cash, but they don't take cash. So, all right, how are we going to get this car? Because if we can't get this car, the trip is over. You know what I mean? Like, it's done. And my stomach is screaming at me like, bro, I'm not here for this. So as they're still trying to figure it out, I looked at my wife and I'm like, look, I have to go home. I gotta lay down until we get this sorted. So I go take care of that. Long story short, we do end up getting a card, and we get the car. All is well. They come back to the house. They're loading up the car. I'm laying in bed. My wife comes in. She's like, all right, hey, have you made a decision? And I said, I don't know what to do, because I'm at that place where it's like this ride will be uncomfortable, but I could do it. It hasn't gotten really bad yet. My fear is it will get bad. Like if I get nauseous and whatnot, and I'm stuck in this car for like 10 hours, it's not gonna be good for anybody. So I'm trying to figure out what horse to bet on. So she leaves and she's putting more stuff in the car, and she comes back in. She says, "All right, listen, here's the deal. Parents are out of town, our in-laws are out of town because they were on vacation. The kids are away. Roommate had her own obligations. She's like, if you get sick, you're here by yourself. Nobody can get you anywhere you need to go. They can't get medicine to you, blah, blah, blah. So if you come down with something, maybe it'll be best that you be with us because we can look after you." And I said, you know what, that makes sense. I don't have a better idea, so fine. So I get in the back of the car. I'm snuggled up, got the pillow or whatever. I was supposed to take like a third of the drive. And I looked at my homie and I was like, hey man, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But he said, yeah, don't worry about it. Just get yourself together. I said, cool. There were some intermittent stops in between there for like gas and medicine and things like that, but that's not really important to the story. So we get on the road. Now, mind you, we were supposed to leave at like 1. Between all this stuff that's happened, we're leaving at like 4:30. We're on the road. No, we're leaving close to like 5.
Yeah, I remember the text message.
Word, okay.
It was around 5:30 when you guys were finally like on the road, and I was like, all right, cool.
Fair enough. So we're driving for about an hour, and then this company calls, and they say, hey guys, so we need to chop it up with you real quick. And we're like, okay, well, what is this call about? So we're looking over the paperwork, and it looks like we missed some scheduled maintenance on the car. Like, what kind of scheduled maintenance? Well, this car is actually 2,000 miles over its required oil change. Yeah, bro. So what we're gonna need you to do, we're gonna need you to take it in for the oil change, get that service. We'll reimburse you on the back end. We said, all right, well that's strange, but where can we go? What's going on? She said, okay, we have a couple places that we'll partner with, and they'll do the whatever. Here's some names of some companies, whatever. So we call one of them. We say, hey, this is a situation. Can you do the oil change? And they say, well, we can do it. Problem is, we need corporate's approval because this is their stuff. So we need like the whatever. So okay, cool. What's corporate's number? And so, well, corporate's closed for the evening because it is like
it's after 5:30.
Yeah, like so we started driving around 5. Like you said, you got the text. So by this time, it's close to like 6:30. So corporate's closed. So we call back the gentleman who called us the first time. We say, hey, yeah, we called one of your partners, but they said corporate is closed. Can you give them a call and let them know that this work can be approved? So, well, I'm not really high enough. I can't approve that. I was just telling you what needs to be done. So, oh, okay. Well, that's not gonna work. So what's the alternative? And they said, well, you can go to a place that's not partnered with us, the kind of place that will just service a car because you bring a car in. I said, okay, cool. So we look up some places. And fortunately we were in an area that closes closer to like 7. That was the good news. The bad news is we weren't close enough to any of those places to get there by 7. So that's another option out. So we call the gentleman back. We say, hey man, it's almost 7 o'clock. So it's not like we wouldn't do it. Everybody has gone home. What do we do, sir? He said, well, what you can do, you can go to one of our places at airport, because we have these places all over. And they'll either do the oil change or either service the car or they'll replace it. He said, all right. Because the first thing I forgot to mention is we asked them if we could just bring it back to them and have them replace it. But they didn't have another, we had a Durango. They didn't have another car that would suit our needs. We needed a sizable car. He said, yeah, we don't have it, but the spot at the airport might have it. So we had to end up going to Dulles. Dulles is about 45 minutes from where we were at the time. It was like, what else are we going to do? And of course, we're on a time clock of which we do not know what the time is because the engine could conk out at any time. Because 2,000 miles, my friend. Oh, okay, cool. So on our way to Dulles, I'm getting worse. I'm starting to develop a headache. It's getting bad, bro. So we pull up and we go in there. We explain to them the situation. We say, hey, can you guys do the oil change? I can't remember what the reason was. They couldn't do it. So it's like, okay, cool. But we're in the facility. There's like dozens and dozens of cars here. Can you replace the car? Yeah, no problem. Finally, some good news. So they go in there. They start handling paperwork. They come out and they start showing us some regular cars. It's like, no. You don't understand. You see this? This is Durango. See all that luggage in the back? There's a reason we're driving a Durango. We need something like this. It don't need to be a Durango. It doesn't need to be the same color. It doesn't need to be any of that. I'll take whatever. We just need the space. Instead of, we don't really have anything that. Okay, sir. Well, what would you like us to do? You know, like we're already in this trip. This is your fault. Like this is your maintenance that you didn't do. What's the option here? So he goes back in, he looks at the paperwork, and at that point, I'm no good, and it's late already. I'm like the prospect of sitting in that car for the next 10 hours because we would really just be getting the trip started at that point. I was like, I don't think my body can handle the trip. So I talked to the homie, and I'm like, listen, once we get this replacement, I hate to be that person, but I'm gonna need y'all to take me home because we're only an hour away from the house at this point. So I'm like, I need y'all to take me home. I know I'm being a killjoy, but I don't have the endurance to deal with this. And he says, all right, cool. Now my wife, because I got the headache, my wife gives me Excedrin. So I popped 2 of those, and immediately I started to feel better. Like my head was good, my stomach was good, which let me know that it wasn't what it was last time because I never got nauseous or anything like that. And when the pain went away from the Excedrin, I was like, maybe I just have a regular stomach ache. The cause of which I don't know, but maybe it's just something easily manageable. But I didn't want to tell them that, not because I thought that they would do the trip still. It was, I didn't know what my situation was, and I didn't want to be the on again, off again or whatever, tell them that I'm good, and then 4 hours into it, I get even worse, and now we're really fucked. So I just kept that part to myself. So they come out, the people come out, and they're like, hey, we have a minivan. It's not luxurious, but it's got the space that we need. So we pile everything in. We're like, all right, cool. 9 o'clock, 9:30, somewhere around then. And we're just ready to leave. And we tell them, like, look, we're going to need reimbursement on the car. We're going to need reimbursement for, like, the gas we put in the joint. We're going to need some stuff. He said, okay, well, all right, that's a conversation for corporate. Of course it is. Fine, whatever. So we leave. We start coming back home. We come up, GPS is taking us home. We come up to exit 10. Exit 10 has 2 exits, an A and a B. I don't know which one we took. Whichever one we took was not the right one. We come off the exit. We pull up to the NSA. Bro.
How are you still alive?
Bro. Oh, my God. So we pull up to the NSA, and there's a dude at the gate. And, of course, he's armed because it's the NSA. And it's late at night. So, you know, he has us roll the window down and say, hey, guys, where are we going? And we explained the situation. Yeah, we got a little turnaround. We were trying to go here. All this stuff happened, so we're coming back. We're going to try to start again in the morning, blah, blah, blah. He said, oh, yeah, no problem. Can I see everybody's IDs? Okay, yeah, sure. Give him the IDs. I look around the room. And, you know, we don't really hang out with any shady characters, you know what I mean? So I'm like, everything is cool. There's nothing on my record. I mean, like, for me, and I don't mind telling you this, I have one of the cleanest records you'll ever see in your life. I mean, you might find like a parking ticket or whatever like that. Sure, of course. I was a little late on paying the toll, but no criminal charges or anything like that. That's just not how I operate. It's not how my wife operates. It's not how they operate. So I'm thinking everything. I have the natural. There's a cop in front of me. I'm a black man nervousness, but it didn't go beyond that. So we're chilling. He comes back and like 2 cops come with him, and I'm like, why do we need backup? What's going on? So, you know the gentleman who was driving the car. He's like, hey, can I get you to step out, please? And I'm like, we're looking at each other like, huh? What? And his girlfriend is like, excuse me? And immediately I'm like, I get it, but you gotta stow that, bro. Because if we get into a fight with these people, we will lose every time, bro. We'll die. You know what I mean? And they'll go on vacation. They will take our vacation. Yeah. So let's not do that. So he gets out. They're talking to him, and then they say, all right, sir, here's what's about to happen. I'm gonna need you to turn around, put your hands behind your back. So now he's getting booked. Bro, we're sitting there watching in horror. Like, how did this happen? How did we end up in this situation? And they asked the rest of us. I'm laughing about it now. Nobody was laughing at the time. They're like, yeah, can everybody step out the car? And in my head, I'm like, are we stepping out because they don't want anybody to try to take off or whatever? Did they find something on us too? Because that would be news to me. So we get out the car. Now, I'm going to let you know. I did find out what the charge was eventually. I'm not going to say what the charge is here. I'll let you know off camera. It's nothing serious. Nothing crazy. Just paperwork stuff. But we didn't know what the charge was at the time, and we're trying to get some information. They can't really tell us because they're talking to the state. These are feds, so they don't really have the 411. So they have us hugging the wall or whatever, and we're just waiting, and they got him sitting on the bench, and they won't let us approach him. So his girl's over here nervous and whatever, and he looks so lonely, and I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry, man. They ended up coming back to us and said, okay, so we know what the charge is, and so now we're just waiting to see if the state wants to take him or not, or the city wants to take him or not. Because if they do, then because we're feds, we gotta take him there, and if they want to let him go, then y'all be on your way. So okay, cool. So they come back in like 20 minutes. Yeah, the city wants him, and they file him into the car. And they look at us and they go, is anybody else licensed to drive the vehicle? Because they know it's a rental. So, they got to make sure we're on the contract. We pull out the paperwork and he sees our names on it and say, okay, I guess one of y'all can drive it home. Sorry about this. And I mean, I get it. Like, it's not your fault. But also, what you mean? Sorry. Like, you just fucked our night, bro. Like, all right. So, he's taken away alone. We get in the car. We start driving back home, kind of in silence, because what do you really say at that point? Call the hotels, because we're not going to make the reservation. Cancel them joints. And besides a point of conversation with the gentleman's mother, because she called me because she got a call from the jail, so she wanted to know what was going on, nothing else really happened. We didn't go anywhere. And we spent our vacation here. Between getting him out of jail, and we just tried to make the best of our time here. We went swimming. Went to Expectation, went to Fogo de Chao, watched SummerSlam. That was that, bro. That was that.
What the? Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know what you like. That's the story, guys. We're gonna talk about more stuff, so you'll see that in the other videos I upload. I break it into sections, but that's the end of the story. So I'm for like sectional purposes. That's the end of this portion of the video. I get like. What do you say? Yeah.
Wow. My flabbers have been gasted for sure. Okay. I'm glad everyone's okay.
Yeah.
That is an awful way to spend the first leg of your vacation.
Yeah. Arguably the only leg of the vacation. Like the rest of it was just we had time off work. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what that was. On the bright side, it did enable me to see SummerSlam, and it enabled me to see Spider-Man Brand New Day before all the spoilers came out. So, you take the victories where you can get them.
Sure. At the cost of one of your close homies going to the box.